So I definitely believe all of you must have noticed a slight shift in the overall culture regarding AI and engineering driven by AI. You'll definitely see a very quick shift in the meme culture as well. Earlier, we were able to see that how vibe coders are building all of the different type of applications by just giving a one very good prompt. And nowadays, the memes, the tweets that you see is mostly around people just being frustrated on how exactly their Claude limits are getting reset again and again. Their tokens are getting maxed out. Companies are actually complaining the fact that all of their employees are actually exhausting all of the token budget kind of like in a quarter of the complete year. So there is definitely something very serious going on which we definitely need to discuss. I'm going to give you my own opinions and a good, I would say, picture of what's exactly going on. A lot of the videos that you will find on the internet are, in my opinion, not giving you the right information. A lot of them just says that nothing is changing. Some of them just say that AI is going to die and everybody is going to come up back in the old age of software development. But I think both of these opinions are not actually correct. I'll be talking about with respect to us, as software engineers, software developers, who are consuming all of these interesting AI products, AI agents we are actually making and consuming in our day-to-day workflow. And we'll also see with respect to the companies, like for example, OpenAI or Anthropic, what they are trying to target and what they are trying to actually do. I'll give you kind of like my perspective and opinion on both of these sides. I have myself worked with companies like Google, Microsoft, LinkedIn, and Meta, and I have actually seen these kind of decisions actually affecting teams and how exactly the productivity in all of the companies in terms of software engineering works. So without any further ado, let's just start. So let me tell you a situation. So a few teams that I actually interacted with when I was working in all of these companies, I realized that a lot of teams are actually focusing on how much tokens their software engineers can actually consume. For their day-to-day work, they are definitely recommending and actually pushing as much as usage of AI. But in a lot of teams, I have seen a very different culture as well. They're trying to actually push kind of like asynchronous hackathons so that you can just spin up 10 or 12 Claude agents, which can start parallelly building up things, which is going to be mostly prototypal, but it is going to actually do a lot of things autonomously and is going to actually consume a lot of tokens. Because just think about it. If let's say for 3 to 4 days, you have some parallel 12 to 14 agents continuously working, whenever they stop, you again give them some new prompts and keep pushing them as much as possible. So this is going to actually exhaust a lot of token usage. And all of these companies where these software engineers are working, they're actually seeing the leaderboard, how much exactly tokens a particular software engineer has consumed with respect to other teams or other team members, where everybody stands. So this is kind of like creating a situation where people are losing the interest in crafting their new software, crafting their backend, or maybe optimizing on their front end, but they're actually making sure that whatever feature they have to build, they just push it, right? The timelines are very strict, which is leading to a situation where a lot of the people, a lot of software engineers are getting used to having all of these AI tools always at their, I would say, usage. If by any chance there is a situation where your Claude limits are reset, people actually find it very, very difficult to come back and work with the same productivity. And technically, this is what the companies which are actually pushing all of these LLMs are actually wanting. They want that the software engineer should be in a situation that they use this as much as possible. And later, even if the prices go up, they don't have any other options. And that's what you can actually see as well. Earlier, a lot of things in, let's say, ChatGPT or Claude was relatively more cheap. But as soon as the new model started coming up, the prices of different subscriptions, the pro subscription or the team or the max subscriptions started going up. Along with that, what you will notice is if you want to actually consume APIs from these particular LLMs, you have to separately push credits into your account, which is going to be separate from your subscription. So overall, what you will be able to observe is that the ecosystem is designed in a way that you get used to having all of these LLM at your place and you always keep on consuming them. And overall, this particular framework works in 3 levels. The first level is the growth phase. In this particular phase, you will see every new company which is actually releasing their LLMs are offering their products, their features at very minimalistic cost, so that they can actually grab more software engineers and more consumers to get hooked to their products. They want to make sure that people actually start using their systems as much as possible, so that they can have immense amount of growth in the number of users which are actually using their products, or let's say in the number of tokens that are actually getting consumed, and they are offering these services way below the actual cost that they have to technically bear. The second phase after the growth phase is where you start getting the integrations in big tech organizations or big startups, right? In this particular phase, you will see that a lot of FANG companies are integrating these LLMs, be it GPT, be it Claude, be it Gemini. They have a lot of big workplace suites where you will see all of these LLMs working. For software engineers, you have at your dispense all of the LLMs, whatever you want to use, you can actually use. And then these companies are actually also rating their software engineers around the usage of AI. Because of this, every single software engineer in the industry at this point of time, at least in my opinion, most of them are actually hooked to most of these products. I have seen situations where people are actually also doing git add and git commit directly using these AI agents. So that's what is coming up, that you have all of these agents doing different work and you are actually hooked to it. Now, at any point of time when the costs will technically go up, you will be actually having no option but to always pay these upcoming costs and just keep on using these products. And that brings us to the third phase, that is the squeeze phase, where you can see slightly companies like Anthropic is increasing the price of their models. Daily, you will see a lot of tweets, a lot of memes around how exactly Claude limits get reset. And even I have experienced this altogether. For a very simple and small task, Claude starts writing a lot of code and giving you so much HTML, so many presentations, so many PDF, when it could have just dumped the text directly, right? So this is the phase where the companies know that you are too much using their products, you are too much relied on their products, and you cannot go back. And this is the situation where they are going to start shooting up the prices so that they can improve on their profitability, and of course start making sure that all of these companies go public, show very good numbers to their shareholders, show very good numbers on the stock market. And you can see the recent IPOs that are going to come up, be it SpaceX, be it OpenAI, be it Anthropic. All of these have pretty inflated numbers, but again, everybody is rushing around them. Now here's what's going on, which is going to make these things even more interesting. So technically, it's not, in my opinion, it's not like that we are going to go back by writing every single line of code by our own hand. But definitely we have to ensure that as software engineers, we're able to use these tools efficiently. And if you will notice a very recent trend, then there are a lot of efforts going on to ensure that the cost per token is actually decreasing. For example, there are a lot of improvements that is going on the hardware level. There is a lot of improvement that is going on in the LLM architecture level. And in fact, there are a lot of new interesting LLMs like Phi-4, which is very lightweight and is able to do a lot of interesting things at par as well. So I believe different efforts are definitely going on in order to ensure that this token cost is reducing as much as possible. But before we actually reach to that situation, I believe the overall industry is going to start heading in a way where it will be a responsibility of you as a software engineer to ensure that you utilize these LLMs in as efficient manner as possible. For example, recently there is a news that actually came up that Uber is going to restrict every single employee to have $1,500 worth of these services in terms of whatever AI services they are actually using. So that the engineers also know that, okay, what's the maximum capacity they can use per month. And for smaller, simpler tasks, they can use lighter models, right? For example, some Gemini based models, or let's say something like Phi-4. But when you have very heavy coding efforts to go on, then maybe you can switch to Opus 4.7 or 4.8 and so on. So it will be kind of like an extra effort that you have to do. Plus, you need to ensure that the overall code base is as maintainable as possible, as optimized as possible, and you have relevant caching done, relevant indexing done on different levels, so that when AI tools are actually accessing your code base, they don't have to read unnecessarily a lot of code. They don't have to unnecessarily spend a lot of tokens in order to understand that code, right? So it will be, I believe, even more effort in crafting your softwares in a much more better way, right? Because if you see how exactly the pricing of most of these models is, how much tokens you are technically consuming. It's not based on how efficiently the LLM is answering. It's mostly around how much tokens go in, how much tokens technically go out. So I believe as an engineer, you need to start improving and start upskilling yourself, that what efforts you need to do in order to ensure that your code base is as efficient as possible in order for LLMs to actually work on top of it. A really interesting example that you can see is with respect to Cursor. So if you'll see, Cursor doesn't just blindly start spinning up agents. They have their own infra where they actually index your code base. They actually store a lot of things in their own vector databases so that the overall searching efforts, overall working efforts of an agent is actually reduced. So these kind of optimizations we are going to see much more coming up, and as an engineer we also have to technically adopt to it. So my final thoughts are, I believe the era where every single person who was not even aware about most of the basic computer science concepts was able to vibe code an end-to-end application, that era is going to slowly come to an end, because in a lot of situations you will not be having enough tokens to actually consume and make all of these big applications altogether. And it will be a situation where companies are going to actually push you for higher productivity, but it will be your responsibility as a software engineer that with that productivity you bring in learning so that you can reuse all of the practices. You can try to make sure that if there is something that has been already done, you don't overuse or overdo it with AI again and again. You implement practices, you implement engineering skills so that the usage of AI is as much as efficient as possible, right? You understand architecture of different LLMs, when to use which particular LLM, right? You don't just throw tasks to an LLM which is kind of like an over-engineered task for it and so on. So I believe a lot of your learning, a lot of your productivity is going to come up. And if you're somebody who has learned basic computer science concept, fundamental computer science concept, or you are somebody who is working in the industry for quite some time, this is actually going to be a much more better time for you, because it will be a requirement in the industry now that you are not just somebody who is just vibe coding features altogether. You understand the code base, you know when to use LLM, when not to use LLM, and exactly how to use LLM as well, right? That's what is going to make the actual difference in the industry. So that were actually my thoughts. You guys also let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about all of this token maxing actually going on, and companies actually now starting to cry that their engineers are just burning out all of their token budget altogether. Do let me know in the comment section if you are also facing this in your companies or your startups as well. That being said, let's wrap this particular video. We are going to meet soon in some next set of videos. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. I'm Sanket Singh, signing off.